again for this one, and I really, really hope it actually records this time. I really hope. We have about 16 friends right now, and that's okay. We are going to do a short little lesson, a little bit more practice on naming these numbers and working with these numbers. And then we're gonna go into our groups 1, 2, and 3. And remember, they were switched like yesterday, or from yesterday, they were switched. So make sure to double check your time. And just like I did this morning with reading, I will say who stays with me and who leaves and when to come back. So be listening closely for that at the end of this before we disperse into our groups. Does that sound good? So one thing that I talked about in small groups today that helped everybody kind of communicate a little bit better was I ask often if you guys understand or if you have any questions. And instead of unmuting and everybody yelling, you can do a simple thumbs up if you completely understand, a thumbs to the side if you don't understand or kind of understand and but need a little bit more help, and a thumbs down if you need help and you don't understand at all. And I can explain it again. And no matter who puts a thumbs down, it doesn't matter, because learning it a second time is important. Just like reading a book a second time is important. So it's okay for me to repeat or teach in a different way. So just let me know. The other way to let people know if you're thinking the same thing as them is to make your fingers like this, stick out your pinky and your thumb, and then move it back and forth. If you do this, that shows that maybe I'm saying something and Maeve agrees with me. So she's going to do this. And then I'm going to know that she agrees with me or that she was thinking the same thing that I was. Okay? So I'm going to do what I did with my...
I do this. I do this.
That's a perfect one too, Oliver, just like that. That shows that you understand and that you agree with somebody. You can do either one. That's okay with me. Thank you for the suggestion, Oliver. So I'm going to do what I did yesterday or the day before. No, yesterday was Monday. Was sharing my screen on my iPad and writing on my chart there, because I think that's easier for you guys to see than when I do it up here, because I don't have an easel yet to make it a little bit closer. Okay, so I am going to share my screen. Start broadcast, and hopefully you guys will see it. Perfect, okay. We are back to ways to represent numbers. Hopefully, there it goes. So we're back to this, and we're back to learning how to do this, okay? I know that we've seen this, and for some people, it's super easy. But for some others, it's a little bit more difficult. So that's why we're going to go over it really quickly here with a few different examples, few different spellings. You can see me write it right away and copy it in your journal if you want. That might be best so you can refer back to it. But you don't have to take notes if it doesn't help you. If you would rather just watch because you learn better by watching, then we can practice on our own in our small groups, and then that's okay too. Up to you what works best for you. I'm trying to give you guys a little bit more independence in your learning and make choices that best fit yourself, okay? So naming numbers is just another way of saying a number in a different way. So we talked about who can remind me what standard form is. What is standard form? Reese, I saw your hand up.
It's the number that you're using in number form.
Absolutely. So it's the number that we're using in number form. So if I said the number 16, the standard form of 16 is 16. Another way to name that number is to write it out in words, and that's word form. But who can tell us what expanded form is? Maeve, is that your hand up?
Expanded form is where you write for the 1000, write it out, and for the 200, write 200, and for the 6, write 60, and for the 4 ones, write 4.
Absolutely. And then who can remind me what model form is? Venora. You're muted, my dear.
You draw the the blocks.
Yeah. So it's a picture form. So in any one of these, there's ways to represent numbers, but these are also ways to name our numbers. Okay. So we might hear both of those be said, kind of like picture form and model form. It's ways to represent numbers and ways to name numbers. Okay. So the first number that we are going to try today, I'm going to kind of scribble out this box down here so that no one gets confused. And I'm going to write it right above here. So the first number that we are going to work with today is an easier one. Who can name that number in standard form? Luke.
632.
632. Absolutely. So that is just the number itself. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Just the number. And you can name it in standard form just like that. Who wants to give a shot at expanded form? Oliver, I see your hand up, buddy.
600 plus 2. No. 330.
30. There you go. Nice job working it out.
2
2. Awesome job. So,
equals
yeah.
630.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Wonderful job, Oliver. So Oliver looked and he saw that we had a 6 in the 100 spot over here. So he went to the expanded form and wrote 600 because that is what that 6 has as a value. Then at first he said 2, but then he went back and looked at his number and saw that there was a 3 in the 10 spot and went over to his expanded form and saw that that meant 30. The value of that 3 in the 10 spot was 30. And last but not least, he went back over to his 632 and saw that there were 2 ones. So he added 1 at the end of his expanded form. Awesome job, Oliver. Maeve and Julian, I see your hands up. Are you wanting to give me the word in model form or do you have a question?
Model form.
Model form. Maeve, what were you thinking?
Model form.
Okay, so since I have heard from Maeve once today, I'm going to have Julian do our model form. And then Maeve, do you want to start thinking about our word form? So we'll do model form first, and then we'll go back to word form while Maeve thinks about it. So Julian, what is our model form?
600s.
So we have to draw our, oops, yeah, I'll say in red. We have to draw our hundreds flats. And as Julian just told us, we have to draw 6 of them. Ah, what's going on? 4, 5, 6. So we know that these equal 100. They look just like our 100s flats. Okay. Then what do we do next, Julian?
3 tens.
3 tens. 1, 2, 3. And those are tens. And very last but not least, what's the last one?
6 ones.
How many ones?
6.
Are you sure?
Oh, that says 2. 2.
2. Nice job. 2 little squares down here. That's not really a
Because it
perfect
looks like
square.
6.
All right. So we have 632. 632. And Maeve, did you think about our word form, my dear?
Yeah.
Awesome. What should I write?
Write 600.
600.
Then write 32.
32. Because that's exactly how we'd say it. 632. So we said it out loud, and then we thought about the words we said, and then we wrote them in word form. All right, now we are going to quickly speed through one last
45.
number, and then we'll go into our groups. This one is going to be a little bit more challenging. Our number is going to be so who can tell me the standard form of this number? Sadie, I see your hand up.
3,218.
1,218. Absolutely. So that is our standard form. That is just our number. Who wants to give a go at the expanded form? Brady, I see your hand up.
3,000
3,000
plus 200 and plus 18.
Oh, think about your place value. So what's the value of the 1 in the 10 spot?
Plus 10.
Plus 10.
Plus
there you go.
10.
Plus 10. And then what's the value of the 8 in the 1 spot?
8.
8. So we have 3,000 plus 200 plus 10 plus 8. And that gives us what number?
3,218.
It's 11.
Absolutely. That 8 is a little messed up.
1045 to what?
All right. So what about our word form? Who wants to give a go at our word form? Oliver.
So see how many you can raise your hand at.
3,000.
1 so far.
3,000.
200.
1 sticker for every
218.
18.
Awesome job.
I did this in first grade too.
And model form. Is that Luke N's hand up? I'm sorry, I can't see everybody's hands at the bottom here. Oh, wait, I can. Oh, I see Julian's hand up too. So Luke, do our first 2 parts, and Julian, you're gonna finish them. So Luke, do our 1,000 and our 100.
Put 3 thousands cubes and 200 flat and 1 10 line.
That was my spot.
So 3,000,
8
and then you said
ones.
hundreds flats, and then Julian, what are we gonna do for the 10s and the 1s?
110,
110,
8 ones,
And 8 ones. Nice job. You guys are getting the hang of this. So,
When are we gonna do the 1 millions?
oh, the 1 millions are for a long while away. So, we are going to end our whole group here. And I am going to have group 1 stay here with me. Luke T, D, Luke N, Afia, Litzy, Jude, Oliver, and Mason. Group 2, you will come back here at 11:20. Hannah, Tucker, Venora, Maida, Bennett, Julian, and Matthew. And group 3 is going to be Shua, Cohen, Jake, Nathan, Reed, Sadie, and Maeve. You guys will come back at 11:40. Okay? Thank you for participating, friends, and we're going to move on to our small groups.